Okay, so you're thinking about bringing a new dog home. That's awesome. It's one of the best feelings in the world. But when you already have a furry family member, that excitement can come with a little bit of anxiety, right? The big question is, will they actually get along? Well, don't worry, we're about to break down a plan to make sure your pack gets off to a fantastic start.
And this is probably the question that keeps you up at night, isn't it? It's the #1 fear for pretty much every dog owner in this situation. You look at your pup, all happy and settled, and you can't help but wonder if bringing in a new dog is going to shatter that peace. It's a totally valid concern, and we're going to tackle it head-on. Look, it is completely okay to feel both incredibly excited and a little bit terrified at the same time. That's perfectly normal. Our whole goal here is to give you a clear, step-by-step guide to take the stress out of the equation so you can focus on the joy of it all. So, first things first, let's try to get inside our dog's head for a minute. When we see what looks like jealousy, it's so easy for us to put our own complicated human emotions onto them. But for a dog, what's really going on is something much more primal and actually a lot more straightforward.
Yeah, it all comes down to this one word: resources. See, for a dog, your attention is a resource. That spot on the couch is a resource. Their favorite squeaky toy is a resource. So what looks like jealousy to us is really just their survival instinct kicking in, trying to protect their access to all the good stuff in their life.
So what does this actually look like in real life? Well, it can be pretty obvious, like growling or snapping when the new dog gets too close, but sometimes it's more subtle. Maybe your dog suddenly starts pawing at you the second you pet the new one, or they start hiding their toys. They might even just withdraw and seem a little down. Spotting these signs is the first step.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This isn't just, some theory we cooked up. Science actually backs this up. A 2014 study found that dogs show these exact behaviors when they see their owners giving affection to what they think is a rival. And get this, the rival in the study was just a stuffed dog. It proves this is a real, hardwired instinct.
Okay, so we get the why behind the behavior. Now for the really important part. What do we do about it? A truly successful introduction actually starts way before the new dog even comes home. Seriously, preparation is everything.
It really boils down to two big things. First, on the left, you've got to take a really honest look at the dog you already have. How are they really with other dogs? Any issues with guarding food or toys? And second, on the right, you need to be smart about the new dog you choose. Pairing a crazy, high-energy puppy with a sleepy senior dog might not be the best combo. A good match can make all the difference.
Okay, I'm going to say this loud and clear because it is the golden rule. If you remember nothing else from this section, please remember this. The first time they meet cannot, I repeat, cannot happen in your house or your yard. That's your current dog's home turf, and they're naturally going to want to defend it. A park, a quiet street, anywhere that's neutral territory is the way to go.
All right, preparation's done. The new dog is on their way. Now we get to the main event, the actual introduction. And this isn't about just letting them loose and hoping for the best. It's a structured process, all about safety and setting them up for success.
And the key here is slow and steady wins the race. You've got to follow these steps in order. Start with a scent swap. Let them get used to each other's smell on a blanket or a toy. Then let them just see each other from a distance. Only then do you move on to a leashed meeting in that neutral spot we talked about. Each step just builds a little more trust for the next one.
Okay, all this sounds good in theory, right? But does it actually work with real, complicated, sometimes stubborn dogs? You bet it does. Let's look at a couple of real-life examples that show these strategies in action.
So first up, we've got Sarah. She had this 5-year-old terrier who was, let's just say, not thrilled about the new puppy. There was growling, the whole thing. But Sarah stuck to the plan. She did the gradual intro, the scent swap, and made a huge effort to give her terrier just as much attention as before. And what happened? In about a month, they were best buds.
Then there's John's story. He brought a rescue dog into the mix, and that can bring its own unique challenges, for sure. Things were a little rocky, so he made a super smart move. He called a professional trainer. They helped him set up separate feeding areas and used tons of positive reinforcement. It just goes to show there is absolutely no shame in asking for help when you need it.
And this quote from Dr. Patricia McConnell, who is an absolute legend in the animal behavior world, just nails it. Your job is to be the coach. Reward the calm, positive moments. Keep those first few meetings really short and sweet. You want every interaction to be a good experience.
Okay, so you've nailed the introduction. High five, that's a huge victory. But
the job's not quite done. Building a truly peaceful pack is something you work on every day. It's all about creating that long-term harmony.
So how do you do that? Well, your new best friend is consistency. Dogs thrive on routine. It makes them feel secure. Having separate food bowls, separate beds, that just removes any reason for them to compete. And keep rewarding them when they're being good together. It reinforces that polite behavior is the way to go.
You know, we talk about fair attention, but what does that even mean? It sounds kind of abstract. Let's make it super simple. If you spent 10 minutes having a good game of fetch with one dog, you need to set aside another 10 minutes of special one-on-one time for your other dog. It teaches them there's enough love to go around.
Okay, and we have to talk about the worst-case scenario. This is really, really important. If a real fight breaks out, not just a little grumble, but actual aggression, your only job is to safely separate them. Do it as calmly as you can. And then, your very next step is to call a professional. Don't try to solve serious aggression on your own.
Look, at the end of the day, this whole process really just boils down to these three things. Your love for them sets the tone for the whole house. Your patience gives them the space they need to figure things out. And your consistency builds the foundation of safety and trust they need to become a real family. So we've covered a lot, and now the question is, what's your first step going to be? What's that one thing you can do today to start building your happy pack? Is it looking for a good neutral spot to meet? Or maybe just taking a moment to really think about your current dog's personality? Remember, every happy pack starts with that one first step.